All right. Carnivore Soldier coming at you from Austin, Texas. You made it another week. It's Hump Day. It's not just any Hump Day, though. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Pretty excited about eating tomorrow. We got a feast. I'm hosting. I'm stoked. So anyway, made another week. Another week looking forward ahead. It's the most difficult time of the year traditionally for Westerners and Americans, the holidays. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and how we're dealing with it and how we're planning for it and what we're doing. So glad you could join me. And if you're watching live, go ahead and give us a shout out in the comments. If you're watching later, go ahead and comment below. We appreciate it. Tell us what you're doing for Thanksgiving. All right, guys. So this is it, the holiday edition. Dave Saunier should be joining me pretty soon. He's a fellow veteran and carnivore and athlete. So if you got questions about athletic performance or anything, for especially endurance stuff, he's an endurance guy. I'm a former athlete. I'm not quite the athlete I am now. Okay, who we got? People coming in already. Sherry Crombie. Yeah, another week. Yes, another week down. Another week behind us. So exciting, right? Another week for our new life. It's an exciting time. It's so empowering. I feel super empowered on this way of eating. So I'm going to highlight that. Yes, Sherry Crombie, great. Good evening from where? I don't see where you're from. Wisconsin. Oh, here we go. Finally made a live. Cool. Well, thank you, Krista. Welcome from Wisconsin. I went to Michigan State and lived in Michigan for a long time, so I know what it's like up there. John Allen in from Australia. What's up, you crazy Aussie guy? It's got to be late there for sure, right? Oh, we got Dave coming in with a hat. Hey, Dave, nice hat, brother.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, man. I decided to get specced out in the proper gear.
Nice. You're in the uniform of the day. That's good. I like it. It's excellent, man. Carnivorous Maximus is in the house. Welcome, Carnivorous. Excellent. So just talking about the holidays being the hardest time of the year traditionally for we Westerners, right? Emotionally, financially, physically. It's a stressor, right? John Allen probably has the same. Oh, it's 11:37 where John's at. John's an Air Force vet, I believe, from Australian Air Force, but they worked a lot of joint ops, I'm sure. John, it says 11:37 out there in Australia. They don't do Thanksgiving out there, but they still have the same holiday stresses we have, I imagine, because they are kind of a Western company, right? Hey, there we go. Smash the like button. Please do. Hey, buddy, my weight loss life. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, John Allen, 11:37. Oh, we got Missy back. Hey, welcome back, Missy. Nice to see you again. Fellow Texan, right? So good to see you. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? If you're all ready for Thanksgiving, let me know what you're doing. Greetings from Myrtle Beach, Martin. Thank you. I don't think I've seen you on the stream before, so it's nice having you interact. Thanks, Martin. Appreciate it. And Vivian, I'm not sure if we've had Vivian talk in here before either, but Vivian from Northern California. So I was born and raised in Northern California, moved to Michigan, and then traveled a lot in the military. So, hey, you're from Louisiana initially, right, Dave?
Yes, sir. I was born and raised in the Lafayette area. Yeah.
So that means you're Kunas or you redneck?
Definitely
you're Kunas. Yeah, that's right.
Pure Cajun. Yeah.
Yeah, you're Cajun.
You know, my parents were primarily French speaking. They learned English as a second language when they started elementary school. But yeah, I mean, my older brother who passed away a few years ago, he was fluent in the Cajun dialect.
Which is different than French, for sure.
Well, yeah, it is French, but it's just a very old Napoleonic era French, and it's kind of like a non-spoken or a non-written language. Anyway, it's kind of a dead language.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you can take someone from France, and they'll have a hard time understanding Cajun. The dialect so thick, and then they'll also have a hard time understanding French Canadian because it's a thick dialect up there too. It's different, it's not traditional European French.
My dad was in World War II, the kind of the tail end, and he was in the Navy, and their destroyer was operating out of Toulon, France. And
Huh?
my when the captain found out my dad spoke French, he took him out with him when they got off the ship, just about everywhere. And my dad basically said he was able to speak with the locals
Yeah.
fairly easily. He said there was they had to kind of stumble through some areas, but he said he had really no problem understanding them, and they didn't have much of a problem understanding him as well. And my dad was very popular on the ship at the time because there wasn't a lot of English speaking French people in that area.
Yeah.
So
Well, the words are, the basic it's really the conjugation of verbs and then the slang stuff and all the, that's the thing is tough. But I mean, the basic words are gonna be the same, right? Like I know Spanish, like, piernas or cuchillo, like there's a knife, and piernas, so you got different things that are different things and they're the same kind of, but when you conjugate, it might be a little different. So we got RV family life, traveling the US in an RV, currently in San Antonio for Thanksgiving. Well, that's cool. So what's everyone doing for Thanksgiving? Dave, what are you doing for Thanksgiving, man?
man, eating a lot of meat, that's one thing. But I'll be going to I'm gonna pick up my dad at about my dad's 96, and I'm gonna pick him up in the morning. We're gonna go to my brother's house. He's smoking a turkey
Nice.
starting tomorrow morning at around sunrise, and we're gonna go hang out with my brother for a little while, and I'm sure his wife and the grandkids and all that will be over there. And then about noon or so, we're gonna go to my first cousin's house, which and that's my dad's brother's son.
Yeah.
And he lives just a couple of miles away. We're gonna go there, and they're having a big shindig there, turkey and brisket and ham, everything.
That's
So
good.
I'm gonna have it's gonna be an easy day for me as a carnivore.
I listen. I can't lie because I used to live in Louisiana. I used to work at St. Francisville and live in Baton Rouge. So and I worked a lot there at petrochemical plants, obviously. So I'm very familiar with Louisiana and their food. And I used to love a fried turkey, man. But
Yeah,
not in that peanut oil, though. I won't do that. If they could do one in lard, I'm all about it, man.
yeah,
For sure.
I know. I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't had fried turkey in years, but it is kind of popular. But
Mhm.
like tomorrow, it's gonna be a baked turkey, smoked turkey, nothing fried. So which is
Right.
good.
My brother's smoking a turkey and bringing it over. I'm hosting. So I've got 11 people coming over. Well, I got my son, I got me, my brother and his family, my sister and her husband, and my neighbor and his girlfriend and son. So we're going to have 11 people in here. I got the card table set up for the kids. We're going to it's going to be the traditional
The kids'
awesome.
table.
Yeah, and I'm smoking and reverse searing ribeyes for all the adults.
I remember you talked about that over the past couple of weeks.
Yep. And
That's gonna be good.
well, when you come up, you're coming for KetoCon or whatever they call it now, Hack Your Health in Austin in May, right? So when you do that, I'm going to fry up some steaks for us. So I'll do the reverse sear.
My wife may come along as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was telling her about it, and I said, you may not be interested in the conference per se, but when we head downtown, you can just do some shopping and walking around that shopping, that downtown area. I don't know. It's probably pretty nice.
Well, so I'll hook you up. There's the domain.
Okay. Yeah,
I can hook you up for the good places to go for shopping that she'll love. So yeah, Missy, it's going to be great Thanksgiving Day. I'm making deviled eggs tonight. My neighbor came over already with his girlfriend. She's from New York City. And they came over and we had a little drink and just hung out and talked. And they're going out and shopping right now while I'm doing this video. And they're going to come back afterwards. So we're going to kind of hang out and just do the social thing. And then, so we've already started kind of. I've got the Christmas music in the background, just going, a little jazz. It's just nice. It's that time of year. Now, I want to share though. So this is the most stressful time of the year. And it's my first time being a carnivore. Dave, you too, right? For Christmas, first time?
This will be my first Thanksgiving and Christmas, this whole season coming up,
Yeah.
I was starting keto. No, I was actually not. I started keto kind of around the beginning of first week of January, probably. I started
Okay.
back on keto, although I was at the point of losing weight around this time.
Right.
I was really doing a lot of biking, and I was probably not keto, but I was getting close to keto by this point. But yeah,
I think the difference though between like keto and this, from my experience, I've done keto too. Hey, what's up, Cast Iron Carnivore in the house? Welcome. Good to see you, man.
I saw some of his stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. So the big difference is the carnivore zen is what I'm calling it, the mental change, right? So it's the first time I've gone into the Christmas season not being, I guess, as stressed out or not as affected by the stress. The stress is there, right? I mean, but it's not, I don't know, it's a little different for me this year. I think I am really looking forward to it, to the holidays. And usually it's like, I am looking forward to it, but it is a stressor, and I don't feel super stressed. Like even all these people coming over tomorrow, I feel great. I feel like this is just going to be fun. And I think normally I'd have a little anxiety there, and I don't.
Yeah, and like today, I kind of prepped a little bit. Today I did a 70-mile ride. Yesterday I did a 60-mile ride. And
you're a beast.
I know. Well, I'm about the rides. I'm kind of cutting down my miles a little bit. Like I'm not really doing much. I'm not doing the high miles like I was last fall, or earlier in the fall and in last summer. But I'm still riding a lot. But like 60 to 70 miles, I'm trying to keep that at my limit for a while. Just keep the miles down. I mean, that's still quite a bit of miles. But like today, I did 70. I really had a good strict carnivore day today. There was no lactose today. I call that a really super carnivore day. Like there was no half and half today. And after I ate at 3:00, and I'm not going to eat again until probably 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm kind of doing a fast. I don't normally do this kind of a fast where like I usually try not to eat anything after 5 p.m.
Yeah.
But today, 3 p.m. was the last time I really ate food. So except for some water, but yeah, so that's gonna be my longest fast in, for quite a while. I haven't fasted this much at all. So
that's cool. Well, good for
you. I'll be ready for tomorrow. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm already ready, man. I'm like, it's my brother gonna be coming over around noon. My sister my sister made a cheesecake, a carnivore cheesecake, because they're carnivore too. So my brother's making
that's right. You've got a lot of carnivores coming over. So for
my neighbor's carnivore. Oh yeah. My son.
That should be a not much of a challenge, man. Because I'm gonna have a little bit of a challenge tomorrow because like there'll be cakes and pies around.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to, be kind of careful.
I made ice cream. I made eggnog ice cream, and I made a vanilla cinnamon ice cream. And my sister made the cheesecake, and we're gonna make some whipped cream tomorrow. I've got the heavy whipping cream here, so she can whip it up, and then I'm gonna make some eggnog tomorrow. I bought some heavy. You can make eggnog with egg yolks and heavy whipping cream and a little bit of nutmeg and vanilla, and you can just make eggnog. So I'm making eggnog. It's gonna be the eggnog ice cream is amazing. Let me tell you what. It's Dr. Kiltz's recipe, but I double the egg yolks, maybe even triple. I put 6 egg yolks in. And I put the heavy whipping cream in. I do add a little bit of vanilla and some nutmeg. I think I put like almost a tablespoon or half a tablespoon of nutmeg in to get that nutmeg. And then I put a shot of bourbon in there just so it's got a little bit, and you just taste a little bit. It also makes that ice cream softer when you cut into it. So it's really good. And then I whip that up and I put it in the ice cream machine, and it's legit. It is. Yeah. It is legit.
I've used his recipe to make my batch of ice cream, and I did a couple of mods. I think I used a little bit of extra yolk, and I didn't use any of I think he used a couple of artificial sweeteners, but I just stuck to like no artificial sweeteners, just a little bit of vanilla extract. Yeah. I think that was really it.
I did put some sweetener in it. So I have tried. Have you tried the, I forget what it's called, the amino acid that sweetens? I'll think of it. But anyway, there's an amino acid that's a sweetener. I've tried that. I think I need to put more in next time. But this time I did put stevia in it. So I did add some stevia. Just a little bit, though. Like, I think it was a teaspoon in there. So, for a quart. So it's not much. And it's just a hint of sweetness.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Oh, nice. Going to Golden Corral. That's a good place. You can get some good red meat there and some fish or whatever you want. That's good. Eggnog sounds amazing. Kiddos love eggnog. So the bourbon won't work. You don't have to do the bourbon. The bourbon just gives it that a little authentic kick that you have. Just a little taste in the end. It's really good. Bourbon is carbs. Yes, it's sugar. This is Thanksgiving, so we're doing not quite zero carb. But listen, if that's your cheat, if your cheat is a little, glycerin, that's what it is. So that's the amino acid you can buy. It's sweet, and I bought that and put it in, but I didn't put enough in. I think next time I'm going to make vanilla, I'll put that in, the more glycerin. I think I put 1.5 tablespoons. I'll probably put like 3 in next time just to make it a little sweeter. So that is an amino acid you can buy on Amazon and sweeten things with. So so that is, bourbon is carbs. So this is not completely zero carb, but it is the holiday. If that's your cheat, I think that's pretty good. And it's not really a cheat. It's like, I don't know. It's a celebration. Yeah, it's an allowance. It's not that big of a deal. My body will recover instantaneously the next day. I mean, I'm not abusing my body, and that's the thing, or my mind, or my cravings. Same with the sweetener.
I'm bringing 2 bottles of the traditional Beaujolais Nouveau to my cousin's house, and a bottle of scotch, because me and him are going to have at least a couple of ounces. And that'll be it for me for that day. But I mean, like you said, if that's going to be my cheat for the day, a couple of ounces of scotch, and it's a good scotch I bought. So
there you go.
That's okay. I mean,
that's what I'm doing. I'm having a couple drinks with my family because I don't see my family very often, and we rarely have everyone together. This is an occasion. So
I might have. I don't know how many. I don't know if there's actually really carbs in scotch. I mean, there's sugar, alcohol.
Alcohol is sugar. It's gonna break down the sugar in your liver. So I mean, you're gonna get an insulin spike. But you know what? Like I said, this is glycine. That's what it is. Glycine. It's not glycerin. It's glycine. Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, that's and I'm not going to drink any wine, but I will have maybe 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of scotch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple drinks, and I get a buzz easy. Like I had a drink tonight. I had 1 ounce tonight, and I have a little. I'm pleasantly buzzed, not drunk, not slurring, not out of control of my faculties, but I'm just having a nice little time, and I've been socializing, and having my neighbor. My neighbor's a Navy guy too. I told you, right? He's a submariner. You'll meet him when you come down. His name's Doug. Turned out that he and I served in submarines the exact same time of our careers. He was in from 86 to 92, and I was from 84 to 90. So we served in the same Navy, the Ronald Reagan Navy against the Soviets during the, fall of the Berlin Wall. Really an exciting time to serve, right? It was pretty amazing. So his girlfriend come in, I'm going to have a drink when they come in. It's a veteran thing, right? So it's something we do. We get together, we talk, we smoke cigars, we drink bourbon.
A lot of sea stories.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, there I was. Right? There I was. That's if the story starts like that, it's a good one, right? So stevia is okay for sweetness. Yeah. So I don't like to use it regularly because I know I get cravings, but on occasion I will do it. So I don't like to use it regularly. I drink my coffee black if I drink coffee, which a lot of times I don't. But sometimes, right now, I'm on a coffee kick. I am drinking coffee again. It's not affecting me arthritis-wise or anything, or my throat. So I'm okay with it. So I'm drinking some black coffee. I have been adding collagen to my coffee, though. And it's pretty good. It's kind of like a creamer almost. I had a big scoop of collagen and whip it in there with some iodine. It's great. It tastes just like black coffee with a little bit of creamer. I mean, to me. So it can't be bad for you. I don't know if it works, but does anyone else do collagen?
The only thing I've been doing a little every now and then in the afternoon or maybe in the morning, one of my cups, I will put a cup of coffee in the blender with a big tablespoon of coconut oil.
Oh, yeah. MCT oil. I'll put
and a big, I use the coconut oil just because it's coconut, flavored.
You like the flavor, yeah.
Yeah, I like that, a little bit of that flavor, and a big tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'll blend that in there, and it gets very foamy, and it's it's such a good, it's like a latte, and it's, oh my gosh, it's so good, and it's guilt free, you know.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
a little bit of coffee. Yeah, that's a plant, but
it's so
whatever.
funny. It's like that's our cheat, but it's so not a cheat compared to what we used to do. We were abusing our bodies.
Right. I mean, if you're going to call that a cheat, man, I tell you what, that's compared to a big bowl of, you know, Breyer's ice cream or, you know, whatever. Yeah. There's no comparison.
We got another Australian in here staying up late. Hey, Lainey, welcome. Glad you're staying up late with us. It's our Thanksgiving holiday. If y'all don't know what Thanksgiving is, if you're in another country, check out Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. My favorite. It's actually a Thanksgiving movie, and it's fun to watch. John Candy and Steve Martin at their best, at their peaks, I would say. And really good, really fun. And it's a John Hughes movie, so you know it's going to be good. If you like John Hughes movies. If you're old like me and like Dave here, you probably like The Breakfast Club and all those other John Hughes movies that are just captured a time that we grew up in. So, collagen is a new one to me. Yeah, so collagen, take a look at it. I mean, usually you can get your collagen from bone broth, right? Because it's coming from cartilage and everything, and it's healthy. So I use collagen powder, which you can get the grass-fed collagen powder on Amazon. And I'm going to use it as a thickener in the gravy tomorrow. We're making a turkey gravy with all the juices from the turkey, and we're going to add heavy whipping cream and collagen to it to thicken it up, right? And it's going to be pretty amazing. I saw a recipe on that looked good. Oh, it's Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning there. Oh, that's right. You guys are on the other side. You're across the international timeline. The Order of the Dragon, that's what we called it in the Navy, right? I got an Order of the Dragon. I went across the timeline. Did you ever get that, Dave, or are you just Atlantic?
No. I've been across the timeline and up in across the equator.
So shellback. I'm
also an emerald shellback. I did it at the equator at 0.
Oh wow.
The equator at 0 longitude.
So for those of you that don't know, in the Navy, we have a bunch of tradition. Navy is one of the most traditional, U.S. Navy, one of the most traditional military services. I'm sure the British Navy is too, because they were an amazing Navy for so long. But we have a lot of traditions. One of them is when you cross certain lines, you become an order. You go through a ceremony and you become like a person that did it. So like if you cross the equator, you become a shellback. If you cross the timeline, you become a Order of the Dragon. If you cross the Arctic Circle, you're a blue nose, which I am. So there's different things you get, and it's pretty cool. And so, and the longer you're in the Navy, obviously, the more things you do, depending on what missions you're on and what kind of unit you're with. Will your turkey up be streamed? I'm not streaming any of the turkey stuff. Nope, it's just family time. It's private. We're gonna just enjoy it, but we'll talk about it afterwards. I
was thinking about your streaming, your live cast tonight, and I was thinking like your sister or your brother. I was thinking like some of your guests were going to be family tonight. I was just wondering, but maybe not. Okay.
No, I was going to have my son in here, but he's doing his thing with his friends, and I didn't want to bother him. Great Britain, 1:27 a.m. Dude, you're a beast, man. But you guys aren't off tomorrow either, aren't you? Working tomorrow? I mean, I don't know, maybe working different schedule, but that's crazy. 1:27, Great Britain. So where in Great Britain are you? That's what I want to know. And are you a soccer fan or a football fan, I should say, or are you a rugby fan? Let's see. Sheila B. I do collagen butter 2 to 3 mornings a week, mix with a frother, and it's awesome. I have a little frother for mine too, although I couldn't find it this morning when I was doing my collagen. Yeah, I do like the collagen. It's good. Butter, I eat butter, man. I love butter. I'm back falling in love with butter, and I'll just go cut a slice off and eat it.
Yeah, me too. Hey, can I say something about collagen?
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't really know this, but like a lot of times when I will slow cook, like say a pot roast or whatever, I'll put something in the slow cooker, some type of meat, brisket. A lot of times I don't add anything, just salt. And then there's a big liquid base in there. And once you're done, or you yank out all the meat, and that liquid dries, you'll see like a hard, layer that solidifies, like say in the fridge, and that's usually that pure fat layer. It kind of turns white, and then under there is like a gelatin looking liquid. It becomes like a jello. It's almost semi clear. That's the collagen that.
Yeah.
And I never really knew what that was until it was explained to me. I may have learned that on one of the YouTube videos, that it's actually collagen, and it's extremely good for you.
Yep, it's from the cartilage and connective tissues. So you have your fat, you have your meat, and then you have your collagen, right? So the fat is fat. Obviously, the meat is like your proteins and stuff, and fat, and then your collagen is the connective tissues, and it is good for you. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why they sell it and powdered. But you can buy collagen in a lot of places. I get it on YouTube, on Amazon. I'm sorry, and it's a good gig. A good thing to have, I think. Let's see. Self-employed rugby fan. All right. Well, I played second row, brother. So I am a rugby guy. I played for a military team. We were called the Solano County Unified Military Team, or SCUM. And I was second row there. I was second row for SCUM. And then I was second row at Michigan State in Big Ten. We played all conference against all the other colleges. So I played collegiate. And I was A side on the SCUM, and I was B side and A side in college, which means varsity and junior varsity and American kind of. So A side's the varsity, and then I played sevens, which is a small, only 7 players, and I played the full team too. So I played both. So big rugby fan, love it. That's good stuff. All right. Got to turn that into broth, tons of collagen, into gelatinous blob. Add water and drink it. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's really good for you, for sure. I agree. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about, I want to share a YouTuber's, hold on. Let me share. I always present a new YouTuber, right? So I want to share a screen here. Aaliyah Wells is a YouTuber, and I'm going to share her screen here for y'all so we can see it. It's probably better this way. All right, everyone, if you don't know who Aaliyah Wells is, go ahead. Oh, nice. He played sevens. Yeah, so you're probably fast. I was pretty fast for a second row guy. I could chase guys down, and that's why I enjoyed sevens as well. And we played sevens in the summer in the ex-military too. Good deal, man. So Aaliyah Wells, she's got 2,000 subscribers, 175 videos. I've seen some of her stuff. She is, and she interviewed Tony Hampton recently. So he's a good doctor, a good carnivore doctor to watch. So I recommend you guys go check her stuff out. She's a carnivore provider or a, content creator. I was thinking about it today. I've already thanked Dante Fregno several times in my videos. For being the guy whose video I found. But I think about it, who was the guy he saw? I don't remember if I looked back, but he had to see a video too. Someone had to show him carnivore, right?
I think it was Jordan Peterson.
It might have been, yeah. So, you got to look back and someone like Jordan Peterson's video when he did carnivore. So basically it's the viewers that drive that algorithm. Someone drove that algorithm that brought Dante to it years ago. And that brought me to it. And who knows who's been brought since then. But, if you're not going to be a content creator, no problem. That's great. Just jump in and support content creators because it is hard to do. It's a passion project. It's thankless. It's, but highly rewarding. It doesn't pay. It's okay. It doesn't have to pay. My reward will be when people, start changing their lives. And I see, like my neighbor told me today, he came over, Doug. He's lost like 30, 40 pounds and just like completely different person. People don't recognize him. And he's like, dude, my life changed because of you. And I'm like, well, my life changed because of Dante. So your life changed from Dante, was changed from Jordan Peterson or whoever. So you can help that chain by just liking and subscribing. So go subscribe to Aaliyah and watch her videos and like her videos. And make sure you hit that little bell so you get notified. So whenever videos get released, the notification is like the most important part typically, because the algorithm is trying to determine what to do based on what we do when we see that video get, the first thing the algorithm does is that video comes out and hits all your subscribers. If the subscribers don't want to look at it, it doesn't really recommend it to other people. If you're a subscriber, please, when you see a video, pop up, watch it. You know, that's all you got to do. And then give it a thumbs up and interact. It really helps that algorithm. All right. That's all I got to say on that. So I'll leave that up for a little bit. Yeah. So cast iron carnivore, ex-military, good deal. Yeah, it was Jordan Peterson. So Missy is in the know here. That's great. It's tough for sure. Downright depressing sometimes. What were we talking about? Those depressing. Maybe we're talking about the season. The season. Oh, being in the military. Yeah, being on the sub. That was being on a sub was depressing. I gotta tell you, that was.
We had a great joke about the sub life though. When I was.
What was it? I've heard.
Oh, it was like, you got 200 people go out on deployment and 100 couples come back.
Yeah, I've heard all that. I've heard it.
Yeah. Okay. That was.
We always had sayings about the surface too. There's two people. YouTubing is depressing. Okay, yeah, it can be. So it can be depressing and rewarding. I think my greatest rewards, and this is honest, guys, when you guys show up for one live streams and interact, that's great. It's fun. I enjoy it. Time flies. Oh my gosh, it's already 7:36. Seems like we just started. And then the other thing is like waking up in the morning and seeing responses and responding to them, people's questions. I enjoy interacting with people. I try to personally interact with everybody if I can. I really try to. Oh, good. Arlene Blackwood's here. Cool. Hello, Arlene. I like to interact with people, make connections. Like with Dave. I never would have met Dave. Dave, we never would have met if it had not been for Carnivore on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of guys and girls. I mean, people that I've met that Katarina, John, Carnivore Backwood. There's all these people that, we have this connection through diet and through other things, military service, or whatever. And it's a great connector. Carnivore is a great connector. It can change your life in a lot of ways, and connecting to people is one of them.
It's funny too how when you start when you're watching some of these carnivore channels, like when they see how their content gets better and better and better as they kind of learn the editing, adding things. But some of them are very basic level, and like Katarina, her first couple of videos were just very very plain and interesting, but as she's done more and more, and she's more relaxed in front of the camera, and her editing skills are getting better and better. Old guy Carnivore is the same way.
Yeah,
it's amazing watching his channel develop. He's always fun to watch. He's can be a little controversial, I guess, calling out things, but at the same time, he's on our team, so he's got good stuff out there.
Yeah, he's good. DC's in the house, man. If you guys have not checked out DC's channel, definitely check it out. DC's an awesome guy. I guess RVFamily.life, you must have a channel too. I haven't seen it, I don't think yet. So I will check it out if you do. Let me know. Pop your channel in the comment down below so we can take a look at it, RV, if you got one, since you're YouTubing. Yeah, so DC has an amazing story. In fact, I was talking about you tonight with my neighbor's girlfriend from New York. She came up and we were talking about cancer, and I was talking, of course, about you because you're the guy I know that has beaten it twice and has really overcome huge obstacles and taken control of your health through diet, and specifically carnivore diet. So definitely, here we go, at RV Channel for Life. So you guys check out at RV Channel for Life. I'm going to check it out. I can check it out now, actually, and I'll post it up here. As I said, this is not an easy thing to do to YouTube, right? RV.
I was watching talking about DC live. I was watching I'm pretty sure it was a Dr. Baker video. He was interviewing a young Japanese woman who is maybe like a fitness coach or something, but she has stage 4. She has a stage 4 type cancer, and I can't remember if it's lung, liver, or something. I can't remember exactly the type, but she's kept it from spreading and slowly decreasing over time by just being on a really low carb diet. I think just carnivore, basically. I haven't seen any updates on her, but I remember that was a really interesting one where she was given just months to live, and she ended up like just continuing on. And even though she still has stage 4 cancer, it doesn't spread anymore, and it's slightly deteriorated. So she's been going on like well over a year when the interview went, and undertaking no chemo, no radiation.
Yeah, there's 2 guys. I don't know if you saw Dr. Chafee interviewing that cancer doctor. They were talking about these brain cancers. These 2 guys have brain cancers, and they've both been alive for 10 years. And the brain cancer is very aggressive. And normally, the average person would live a matter of months without treatment, and 8 months to a year was the max under treatment. And they were both over like 10 years now, just on diet. They've had debulking,
might be
surgeries. Yeah, surgeries to get some of the stuff out of their brain. But as long as they're on their diet strict, it just seems to control it, like stop it, so they can just live a normal life, normal-ish. I mean, they have to eat a proper diet. But like one of them, hey, no problem, I got your back, brother. One of them, so yeah, check out the RV Family Life. They got their YouTube channel here, 4,104 subscribers, 244 videos, and they travel a lot. So if you like traveling, it's really cool. Yeah, if you guys want to talk about carnivore diet, man, I'd be glad to join you. Whatever, or you can, whatever you guys want to do. I know if you're carnivore, you're carnivore. So it's a big tent here. So definitely always room for other people that want to share. So it's always good to share your experiences, especially if you guys are traveling in an RV. That's a great topic, because a lot of people do travel. You got truck drivers, you got people that travel for business that talk about, well, how do you do carnivore when you're traveling, right? What's the reality? And the reality is it's pretty easy, actually, because I'm actually planning my Disney trip next year, which it's the first time I've gone to Disney World Carnivore and Universal Studios in Orlando. So next year when I go, I've been planning on what we're going to eat, and so I'm looking for hotel suites that have like a kitchenette, that have a fridge, a stove. I'll bring an air fryer. I'm just going to do a bunch of burger patties, and I'm planning it out, man. We're going to save a ton of money not eating out everywhere. We'll go out to a couple of restaurants, but not many. It's mostly going to be eating in house, and eggs, bacon, burgers, BBB&E, butter. That's what we're going to be eating. So pretty excited about that.
Just bring a chest freezer with you.
Yeah, right. Although my Jeep probably wouldn't fit it too well, but I could get a small one in there, I bet. Anyway, yeah, so good stuff, man. Good stuff. Check out his channel or their channel and see what they're all about. YouTubing is hard and can be depressing. That's for sure.
Hey, I saw a really good video. The guy you interviewed a guy, UK carnivore guy.
Yeah.
He did a really good video. He did an interview with another UK carnivore guy who looked like he was. I remember he came out. He was 5'7". He weighed like upper 200s. I want to say like 275 pounds, maybe.
Yeah.
And he lost. I mean, he weighs. It looked like I think he weighs now 180, 170 or 180.
Oh wow.
Maybe 170. He lost a tremendous amount of weight with a lot of before and after pics, and that was a really good interview. I think it just came out a couple of days ago, and I thought that was a good one. I just thought of him recently. You had just interviewed him, and I know you kind of follow him, but yeah, you want to be on the lookout for that one. I thought that was a good story.
Yeah, I will definitely check it out. I haven't seen that yet, so I'll definitely check it out. But he's got a good channel. Let's see, Arlene Blackwood. Thank you for doing your channels. Thank you for blessing us, learn, understand, and get healthy, and so much encouragement. A doctor said, sort of like an alcoholic, we need each other. Yeah, that's true. it is an addiction. I mean, for me, 100%, it was a food addiction, but also it was a knowledge thing because I didn't know. There was no informed consent. They were giving me poison, and I thought and telling me it was healthy. That's exactly what was going on, and that started it. But I did get addicted. You know, it'd be like someone feeding you alcohol and telling you this is good for you, and then you get addicted to it. Well, you still got to beat the addiction, but once you learn the truth, you can go away, right? You can leave. So it's Dr. Barry's videos. Yeah, he's good. If you check out Barry's vid. Yeah, cool.
I mean, it wouldn't be as fun to be a carnivore if it wasn't for the whole carnivore crowd on YouTube, and because it is like a support group, like when you have any other type of addiction and you have a crowd of people that are suffering through the same addiction as you,
right? Like
AA and all, any of the. It makes a big difference to chat with other carnivores. It really helps and keeps you motivated.
Well, also, I mean, you have all these different points of contact too. Like I sent you that video, I think yesterday.
Yeah, I watched it. It was very good. Now,
very good.
I've seen his videos before, and I've seen her videos before, but never the two together. But the video itself was excellent. Yeah,
there's a video on fiber and cholesterol. And very good video. Anyway, she talked about, she's a research scientist, and she's been in these movies. She was in Fat Fiction. I'm relatively certain she was in that. She was. I'm 100% certain. So there's a documentary called Fat Fiction she was in. I can't remember her name offhand. I'll look it up. But anyway, she was a research scientist who researched she did a meta-analysis of all the cholesterol studies that have been done over the years and years and years, trying to figure out if there's any association. It was Zoe Harcombe, PhD from the UK, and brilliant lady, super smart. And so some of the things she talked about, fiber being a necessary. And she brought up a great point that, like, since when is something that's waste necessary in our body, right? Because it's all it is waste. You're going to crap out anything you eat and can't digest, right? True that, Australia. So she debunks really, really well the need for fiber, and then she talks about cholesterol, saying basically, doctors don't even know what cholesterol is. They don't understand. And she talks about the three components of cholesterol and what their jobs are, right? They actually have jobs like the LDL, the HDL, and she's talking about like how they're moving around and bringing waste products from cells back to your liver and bringing repair products back to your cells and stuff. It's like they're doing a job, And also she brings up like how, how did we actually not have a cholesterol problem for millions of years, and all of a sudden we have a cholesterol problem? Right? Where'd that come from? Right? And now it's an issue, and it's never been an issue. It's part of our body. We make it. It's part of every cell. It's part of our brain, and now it's an issue, and it never has been in our diet ever. And we've always eaten meat. So how's this now an issue? And that was good. And then the relative risk thing with the lottery. That's my favorite part because
that's right. When she talked about that, I thought that was such a fantastic way to explain the difference between relative and absolute.
Absolutely. So here's the deal. Relative risk. And this is what every pharmaceutical company will tell you when you're talking about statins, like 25% decrease in heart attacks, that kind of stuff. That's a relative risk. It's hard to grasp because you don't get access to the studies and all the real scientific data. But if you put it in a simple term like the lottery, okay, so the relative risk is like this. So if you have 14 million to 1 odds to buy a lottery, you buy a ticket, you have 14 million to 1 is your odds. If you buy 2 tickets to the lottery, now you have 14 million to 2. Have your odds of winning appreciably changed at all? No. If you buy 5 tickets, have your odds to win appreciably changed at all? No. So I said, and I'm a big believer. I understood this a long time ago. I was like, listen, you can't win the lottery if you don't play. I'm good with buying a ticket, but I ain't going to buy $20 worth of tickets because you're throwing $19 in the garbage, right? You only need $1 to play, and you have the same odds whether you bought 20 or 100 or 1. It's the same odds. It really is. But relative risk says this. Okay, you bought $1, so you have 14 million to 1. Then you buy $2, now you have 14 million to 2. Well, you just increased your chance of winning by 50% relative to that $1.
Yeah.
Because you have $2 now. But so relatively, you have 50% greater chance of winning, but active real numbers, you're not going to win.
Yeah,
you have a better chance of getting hit by lightning. Lightning will hit you before you win that.
Yeah, you would think your chance of winning the lottery is now 50-50, but no, it's
no, the relative increase was 50% because you added $1. So you doubled your chances of winning. So you're from 1 to 14 million to 2 to 14 million. There's still no chance of winning. You have better chance of getting hit by lightning when you step outside door. So anyway, it's a great way to describe relative risk to friends and family. And I recommend you definitely check this out. The video, let's see if I can bring it up without starting it, is on, boy, this guy's name. Boy, this guy's name's something else. I didn't know that was his name, but I'm not going to try to say it. I'm going to present it. All right. Let me share this guy's channel because he's a resident doctor. He's in his residency, an MD, and he's been interviewing people like Dr. Chafee and got some great interviews. It's Thiago Lusvargi, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Is that it? Okay. Anyway, so this is the guy, and this is the video. It's debunking the myth of fiber. Fantastic video. Watch it, share it. It's not just fiber. She debunks fiber and cholesterol issues. Basically calling out MDs like, hey, yeah, it is an excellent way of describing relative risk, and it's hers. I'll give it all to her because that's her, but it's really good to explain it in a lottery sense. It drives me crazy when people would, like, in the office, they do hey, we're gonna do a lottery pool. Everyone's gonna put $1 in or $10 in. I'm like, nope, I'll buy myself a ticket. I ain't joining that because you're just throwing money away. You're paying the winners what you're doing. Let's see. Cholesterol broken down and absorbed the lymphatic system becomes lymph fluid, impossible to clog anything. Yeah, that's the other thing. So yeah, she brought that up. She's like doctors don't understand what cholesterol is or does. It's apparent because it's basically because pharmaceutical companies are teaching them, and pharmaceutical companies sell a product to lower cholesterol. So I mean, and to have healthy and bad cholesterol, there's no such thing. There's just cholesterol, and it's all the same. Same with glucose is all the same. It's the molecules are the same, right? So anyway, it's really interesting. The cholesterol molecules are the same whether they're LDL or HDL. Same molecule. It's just their job they're doing is different, right? That's all it is, and that's what's really cool. Test they used to save fat blocks arteries when you pour down a sink and let it cool. If your body was that cold, you'd be dead anyway. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that would be.
Yeah, that's one of the things that irks me is that they will, they'll point to like fat solidifying in their like in the fridge or in the sink, and it's like, yeah, but if you had the fat, I mean, the fat solidifying at a temperature well below what your body temperature, plus the fat goes into your into your digestive system. It doesn't go directly into your bloodstream. It's not how it works,
Oh, DC Learning Live got her on for a call. That's great, man. I'll be watching for sure. She is really good. Like I said, I'm pretty sure she was in Fat Fiction in the documentary. If you haven't watched that, check out Fat Fiction. I have a movie review on my channel. You can go to my Carnivore movie reviews, find it there, and there's links to the movie to watch for free on YouTube and on Tubi, so you can watch it on your TV. I don't know if it's international, but in America, you can definitely do it. If not, you can VPN into America and watch it, so you can get around the international blocks.
Zoe's also on a few low carb down under.
Yeah,
the Australian based keto type conventions, I guess.
Yeah, she's really good. I like her style because she has a great presentation, easy to watch for a layman like me. I'm not a scientific guy. I mean, I am. I'm a nuclear guy. I was nuclear power. I understand science, but I appreciate when things like the lottery thing. I appreciate when someone can just like, hey, this is the way it works, because that gives me tools to share it too. That was one of my strong points in the military was I could simplify complex things and really make them easy for like commanders to make a decision. Like to you get a complex situation, a complex decision, and try to simplify it for them so they can make the best decision with the information they need without having to dive into the woods, right? And get down into the details. Look, you don't need all that. You just need this to make your decision, to make a good one. So I was good at parsing that out. That's the kind of communicator she is, I think. She really gives that, you know, she's basically clarifies all the information for you and puts it down to points so you can make a good decision. And that's, I think that she said that's kind of her plan. That's what she wants to do. And I love the way she does it. Let's see. Howdy from Gail Ivy. Hey, what's going on? All right. Have a great week. They're all chatting in there, chatting in the house. Well, we're not going to stay on too late. Just wanted to, you know, get on. If you guys have any questions, please pop them in there. We can answer them real quick. Dave, good to connect with you again. It's been a while. It's been a week. And I'll be thinking about all you guys tomorrow when I'm eating. I hope, you know, those of you that aren't in America, you know, have a great week when you know, doing your thing. We're going to be eating and stuffing ourselves and gorging tomorrow. And so Thanksgiving used to be a thing where we would sit around and eat until I had no comfortable position. I'd have to lay on the couch on my back because it would hurt so much. And I can't do that in carnivore. I can eat like that, but I won't get uncomfortable. It's pretty amazing. And I'm looking forward to that. That's something I'm looking forward to. And
then there's the big Detroit Lions game that comes up. You know,
and the Cowboys.
Yes, usually I was thinking it was the Detroit Lions that play everything. It's like a tradition. Is it the Lions and Cowboys?
Yep, Lions play on one channel, Cowboys on the other. It's the morning and afternoon games, and they always play different teams. So those are the two teams that play every Thanksgiving. Yeah, and then we used to have John Madden had the turducken and the 6 legs on the turkey for the linemen and everything. I used to love that.
Well, you know what else is a tradition? Tomorrow on TNT, the television channel, they will broadcast the first A Christmas Story.
I love that movie.
80s movies, and they'll play there's a UK movie. Oh shoot, I wish I could remember the name of it. It's become a holiday classic, even though it's not really.
Love. What is it? Love Anyhow or any? What was it? I forget. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's got Hugh Grant. He plays the prime minister, and
yes,
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good movie. I you know, for a chick flick, it's not bad.
They'll also play National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I think
that's classic.
Yeah, they will play those movies a couple of times in the evening, and that's kind of a big holiday, you know, Thanksgiving tradition now too. Oddly enough.
Hey man, you already got a subscriber for your channel. Whenever you start one up, look, Arlene wants to subscribe to your channel. So he doesn't have a channel. He's not a content creator. He's just a guy I interviewed. He's a veteran. I interviewed for Mission Carnivore, and he's not, like I said, not everyone's gonna be a content creator, but he does join in the channel and chat. He's an athlete and likes to talk about carnivore, which is great. So I appreciate Dave. He's a good friend. So anyway, he doesn't have a channel. Sorry, Arlene. You can stay on my channel. You'll see him around though. He'll be on a lot. Go ahead, Dave.
I mean, that's a nice compliment. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm not creative enough to excel at that, and I'd want to go full throttle with it. And I don't have
another one. Sandra wants to subscribe to you too.
That's fun.
Let's see. My son's in the Army. Okay, so Wiseman. Okay, so I retired from the Army. I started Navy. Dave here retired Navy. He was a chief petty officer, and I was a petty officer in the Navy, and I retired as a chief warrant officer in the Army. So that's cool, Arlene. Thank you for his service. I know it's hard. You know, we all know we've done it. We've done the Thanksgivings away from family, and some were better than others. Some were terrible. Some were actually pretty good away from family. You know, they're not too bad sometimes.
I've retired so long ago now. It's almost like I've been retired longer than I was in. You know, like I retired in 2007.
Yeah.
So, you know, in another 3 years, it'll be 20 years. You know?
That's pretty crazy, right? I retired in 2019, but I had a break in service. So I retired pretty old, but still, you know, when you remember back, you just remember the good stuff pretty much, not so much the bad stuff. But It was
Yeah.
there.
But I worked, after I retired from the Navy, I worked with the Army Corps of Engineers for quite a few years
Okay.
as a civilian, but I was around, you were kind of around that military type
Yeah.
organization. So it didn't feel like it was a gradual cutoff from DOD.
That's cool. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate everyone showing up. We had over 21 people live right now. This is crazy. No one has any questions. If you have any questions, pop them in real quick because I'm going to be wrapping this thing up in another 5-10 minutes. Got to get making some deviled eggs. It was some homemade mayonnaise and egg yolks.
Adult
What's that?
Adult M&Ms.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I love boiled eggs.
Yeah. I buy them from, you know what? I got a hack. I buy them from Costco because they sell a big case of them. And I don't have to peel them or nothing. So making these deviled eggs will be super easy. I just cut them in half, scoop the yolks out, whip them up with the homemade bacon mayonnaise and some vinegar. I do have some dill relish I'm going to put in there, a little bit of mustard, just to give them a little kick. And maybe some bacon bits in there too on some of them. So, okay, let's see. Does Zoe Harcombe address lean mass hyperresponders? No, but Dave knows about them because he's one, right?
Yeah.
So who was the research guy that did that? Do you know?
Dave Feldman has got a whole group of people doing some very extensive research on it and testing.
Right.
They've been through their first year of solid testing with lean mass hyperresponders, and they've got all the CAC scans done on them, the initial scans. Now, the amazing thing was all of these guys have extremely high LDL numbers. They've been carnivore for at least 5 years, I believe.
Yeah.
The average, and their CAC scores basically were nil. They've been running very high cholesterol levels or LDL levels, very low triglycerides, very high HDLs, and very lean. Usually, most of these people are pretty lean. And that's the common thing, whereas they were very excited to see that after all these CAC scores, no one had a CAC score outside of a single digit. Like they were all zeros, ones, a couple of threes and fours, and that was it.
And that's the real projector of heart disease, right? That is. I mean, that's
and they're gonna do more CAC exams on them, more CAC testing, like in another year. They're going to follow them for a period, but they've already got a lot of really good data in, and they've got some really serious researchers working with them, other scientists and PhD level people. The UCLA is providing all of the CAC. They're doing them all in one place. They fly them to UCLA to get their CAC scores done and their ultrasounds on their, they do an 3D ultrasound on their heart. And the same group of people is valued. That way they can keep consistent scores with, because the scores are kind of subjective. You're looking at something and giving it a score. So they're keeping everything as tight as they can. And the papers they've released so far are, pretty exciting to read, actually.
Yeah. And after seeing Zoe's video, which I'm posting in now, so you can check that out, the link. After seeing Zoe's video and seeing Dr. Diamond's video on the LDL Masterclass, or is it HDL Masterclass? I think it was HDL Masterclass. But anyway, regardless, whichever one he did, I'm not really concerned about cholesterol. I'm really not. I'm more concerned about CAC or, and it's really how you feel. I mean, if your body's working right, if you're not feeling sick, it's probably pretty good, Yeah,
you don't really, I just want to say, I mean, I did an advanced LDL cholesterol particle count just out of curiosity where I was. I'm not going to worry about it now. I pretty much know that as long as I'm eating the way I'm eating, I know exactly what my levels are going to be. I'm probably going to have high LDL. I'm also going to have high HDL and very low triglycerides. And, metabolically, I'll be very healthy. And that's all. And I'm not going to have inflammation. And that's where heart disease comes in. It's the inflammation is the end. So don't give your arteries, don't open up your arteries to inflammation. And
that's the thing. Inflammation is a big killer. for sure. All right. What are we thankful for this year, Dave? We got a question. What are we thankful for?
Well, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful, and I'm thankful for, my family, my grandkids, my kids, now that I don't see my kids anywhere near like I used to, because particularly my son, he's in the Air Force.
Lives.
So, you're thankful that they stay healthy, but my things to be thankful for are very simple, just my health and my health of my family, and just my family in general. I'm just lucky to be, able to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then I'm thankful for that, but I'm also thankful for this carnivore community and for the diet that I found along with the health. I really am thankful for you guys. I'm thankful that I get to interact with you guys. And it's changed my life a lot. Statins. Yeah. So check those statins. Look into relative. She talks about that too. NNT, right? Number needed to treat, that website. I looked it up. She talks about it in that video too, with statins and relative risk. And the NNT website talks about real actual risk changes. So some people do need statins, but it's very small population, very small portion of the population. Most people don't, because there's not enough benefit. And she said if she explained it this way, and she explains it, that most people would not do it. And I think if you listen to that explanation and evaluate your health and check with your doctor, maybe you can get off statins. Maybe, I don't know.
Who's got a good video on statins too? We've never really brought her up, but there's a doctor, an MD named Dr. Bosworth.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Dr. Boz. She's got a real popular, big, large YouTube following, and she's basically super keto. I think she's mostly carnivore.
I think I do know her.
Yeah, she has a really, you'd have to dig around in all her videos, but she has a couple of really good videos on why statins are not really the answer, and it's, a lot of the stuff we talk about, but she's got some great graphs, some great slides that she uses.
There were some good slides on Zoe's video here, and she talks about that fluffy LDL thing, and so definitely, if you're focusing on the big and fluffy and smallest particles, watch that video. Explains it. It's like it's not that important. I think her argument was very convincing.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't obsess. You're good.
It's going to be your cholesterol will be whatever it's supposed to be, based on your body and your metabolism. But as long as you eat a really good human, what we're supposed to be eating, animal fats, beef, chicken, pork, whatever, meat and fat, and cut out all the crap, your cholesterol, don't worry about your cholesterol,
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's body's a little different. Dave's body's, he's a hyper responder, lean mass hyper responder. He's different than me, right? I mean, I'm 6'3", 230 pounds. Dave's not that guy. He's smaller, wiry.
I'm like 5'8".
Yeah, our metabolism are different. Our bones are different. Everything's a little different. We're both, what we have in common is our genome. We're human beings. We're Homo sapiens. But that doesn't mean we're identical, and we can expect the exact same thing. So don't focus in on numbers, especially because the numbers they're using are the general population, which is eating a terrible diet. Hey, thanks for your support, Roger. Appreciate that comment. We appreciate you.
Feldman's group has also, and I've talked to one of his PhD guys offline, and I had a question. I said, hey, is it possible for somebody that's not a lean mass hyper responder, say somebody that's in the process, they're still slightly heavy and they're still losing weight, and their cholesterol levels are kind of normal, even though they're on carnivore, do they shoot up once they become lean? And he said they see that in a lot. They see a lot of people that weren't lean mass hyper responders, once they become very lean and even pick up the athletic type lifestyle, a lot of them develop into lean mass hyper responders. And it's just, they just say there's so much to learn about that particular characteristic. It is fascinating. So they're doing lots of stuff with it.
Cool. All right, we got one more real quick. Arlene Blackwood, thank you for another Thanksgiving at my age of 66. Got the C virus in January, and then pneumonia in March, and my best friend passed away in October. That's hard. That's tough. Felt depressed, and carnivore, I feel good. Feeling good is good enough sometimes. That is great. I know, life is going to be hard whether we're not we're on the proper diet. It's easier to handle on this, the stress and everything. So we appreciate you, and we're thankful you're here. So you're thankful of freedom to share this carnivore message. Your channels like this. Great. Thank you, Sonny. And Sandra, I know my doctor believes it because, taking himself. Yeah. That's okay. They can believe it. It's just, you need to look into the real, not the relative risk, but the actual risk from statins. And the NNT website that she brings up, watch her video. She does I can't even approach how to describe it like she does. She does in such a good way that she shares it like a great way to share that. That's a great video. I sent the link, copy that. I'm going to go ahead and log off, guys. This has been great. Dave, stick around for a minute. I'm going to drop you off and log out, and we'll say happy holiday. Okay?
Yeah,
so stick around.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope y'all stay out there on the roads.
Yep, stay safe. All right, guys, that was it. Another great Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday after Thanksgiving. Some of you guys are going to mess up and eat some bad stuff tomorrow. It's okay. Just don't dive. Don't continue. If you eat a little bit, that's okay. Stop. Don't make it a whole week, right? Don't make it a major fall. And if you do slip up, definitely make it a learning process, right? And pick up the pieces and take off and develop some resilience. Use it as a tool. If you don't slip up, great. If you have a plan, stick to the plan. And we'll see you next week. So thanks a lot, guys. All I gotta say is stay strong and overcome. Carnivore Soldier out.